Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Twigs and Rigs. My name is Jacob Golapali, joined by my
Cletus.
co-host,
My name is Cletus. How you guys doing?
Cletus Salithis, whatever you want to go
Right.
by. Um, if you are checking
Also,
this out,
guys, Daniel works. That also works.
Daniel. So he goes by a lot of different names, literally anything but Jake, because that's me.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
would say, yeah, that's an ugly name.
Yeah, okay. Well, you say that. But we are going to be doing the Christmas wish list for every team in the Eastern Conference. We did a very wild and out one that I think you guys should go check out. Sally,
Dude, we
I thought
wild
it was
out,
pretty
dude.
funny.
I thought it
I
was
thought it was
good.
pretty, yeah.
I mean, how funny can you be about the NHL when the NHL has like no personality? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. But we thought it was pretty funny, and we're going
The
to be
only
doing one for the
guy in the
Western
NHL that actually has personality isn't superstar is like Jack Hughes,
Ryan Reeves.
and he's just we're right. He's not a superstar.
You said not a superstar.
No, I said I meant sorry, superstar. Like most of these dudes are so awkward.
McDavid, dude. McDavid's weirdly awkward.
I mean, like it's okay. Not hating on him, but
No, no.
like that's also what like kind of that's why I don't like how the NHL didn't capitalize on PK Subban, dude. Why did everybody hate PK? Okay, like maybe locker room interactions, maybe wasn't the greatest teammates at some points, but like come on, this dude was great for the sport, and the NHL was like, we believe in Don Cherry hockey. Come on now. Oh my gosh, they screwed it up, dude. They could
All
capitalize.
right, we got to start. We got to start. We got to
Yo,
start.
yo, yo,
Okay.
constant, dude.
All right. So, what do the Flyers need for Christmas? Go.
We need Connor Bedard. We need Connor Bedard, dude. We need to stop. I'll tell you what we need to stop losing in overtime. Either or honestly, you know what? I don't really mind. I don't really mind it because you're not getting the full 2 points, but you're also showing that you actually have fight. And so I believe in this team for next year. We don't have Cam Atkinson, we don't have Sean Couturier, we don't have Ryan Ellis, even though Ryan Ellis is basically not on the team. Um, and then like we can utilize free agency because we're getting Jordan JVR and stuff, and like so I believe in this team. As long as they can keep on losing, but losing in overtime or shootout, we will get Connor Bedard. We're not like that's the reason why we're up is because we've lost so many times in shootout and overtime. So we need Bedard, bro.
I said identity. I said, you have so many different types of players
Yeah.
that it's kind of hard to form an identity because there's two big factors. You don't even know if you want to win or if you want to lose or if you want to tank or if you want to actually try and compete. And then on top of that, you have so many different players that play different play styles. Like TK can kind of fly on his own. Hayes is two-way, but he's nothing crazy. But it's been cool that they've been able to, play well together. Couturier is an entirely different player than anybody else on the team. JVR is a completely different type of player. Owen Tippett's a totally different type of player. Provorov, Shane Gostisbehere was a different player back then. Rasmus Ristolainen, Justin Braun. There is no player that plays a similar play style.
Yeah.
I think they need to find an identity, or at least get all those players to buy into a certain
Yeah,
identity.
dude. I mean, if Tony DeAngelo was like a forward dude, he'd stick out like a sore thumb the way he moves around with the puck. So like, yeah, you're right. They don't have a concise team, I guess, like that. But all right, so who do you want to do next?
Caps.
Caps, okay. Caps, I liked what we talked about the one time, like how they want an elite passer. You want Ovi to pass Wayne Glensky. So you need an elite passer. And Backstrom, is Backstrom injured or is he just not playing well?
He's injured, and I think he might
Okay.
retire. I think.
Yeah, he's battled a lot of injuries like the past few years. So also just kind of threw his career a little bit.
Yeah,
I would
and
say
even when
elite
he,
passer. You want to keep the Caps relevant. It's
yeah,
passing Wayne Glensky, bro.
right. That's the way. That's actually what we said in the Wild and Out one is keep the team relevant. Besides chasing Ovi's milestone, but yeah, even if Backstrom comes back, he's not going to be like the way he was before. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be the Nick Backstrom that he had his career. So you're going to need to go out and get someone better because Kuzi's a fantastic player, but he's not a distinguished passer.
No, not at all.
Neither is
He's
Strong.
absolute trash. He needs to retire. Wait,
That
what? That didn't make sense.
Kuzi?
Let's
Kuzi
continue.
ain't
Let's
no
continue.
way.
Let's
All
continue.
right, let's go. CBJ.
CJ.
Yeah. I had them. They need any sort of center depth, bro. Their center depth is awful. They have Jack Roslovic as their number one center.
Mhm.
You know what line he was on for the Jets? Floating 3 and 4.
Really?
That's rough. If that's your first line center, now I understand, yeah, that the Knights did that with Chandler Stevenson a little bit ago, but they also did have William Karlsson as a second line center. They don't have anything like that.
Yeah, I would. Mine was a clean bill of health, dude. Like Jake Voracek is going to be out for the season most likely. Werenski, I think, is might be out for the season. Boquist is injured right now. I'm not sure how long. I think he's on LTIR or something. You got like your core guys like out, bro. So like at this moment, I think you don't know what you have. Like you really don't. Like you have like, younger guys playing. Um, so that's cool to see, but like, bro, RIP Johnny Gaudreau, man. Like it's crazy. So I don't know. You don't know what you have, so I think they just want a clean bill of health and just start over. Honestly, like is Corpusalo hurt too or something?
I think one of the Merzlikins or him is hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous over there. I
Yeah.
guess the Flyers and Blue Jackets are the same trainers, same health staff.
Can't even have a hockey team in Ohio.
No, you can't have anything in Ohio. Are you kidding me? They ruined
Can't have
LeBron.
anything in Ohio.
You couldn't keep LeBron twice, bro.
Can't even have a prime gun Johnny Gaudreau in Ohio.
No,
Not even gonna let him
not
enter
it.
it. Take away
Our
his life fantasy.
Penguins. What
Penguins.
do they want back?
They need defensive depth. They've had Dumoulin. He's been playing pretty bad this year. He's been playing really bad. And Letang's been playing great. Petrie's been all right. He's very clearly old.
Petri dish.
Japio Oliver Joseph is phenomenal right now, but we need depth defensively. We need but that's the problem. We have 9 D men.
You go. Where's Ethan Bear at?
I'd take Ethan Bear.
Ethan Bear's solid. That's a perfect guy for you guys. I said the same thing. Bottom 4 D man. That's what you guys need. Solidify it. Jari's playing pretty well, so that's all you need.
Do you see the stat for Jari, bro? He's literally like.
I don't remember asking about the stat for Jari, but that's
really okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you about it. How about this? He's like.
I'm all ears.
I think he's like 12-1-1 and 1-2 in his last in like recently. He's been playing out of his mind. He just needs better defense because the offense is clicking. They just don't. The defense is not.
It's clicking, dude. It's been clicking ever since we had like 3-4 top 3 picks. Jordan Staal, Evgeny Malkin, Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, you can't name it any better, dude. Get out of here.
You didn't say Crosby. You didn't even say Crosby.
I did say Crosby. I said Crosby, Malkin, and Jordan Staal. Oh, I didn't say Crosby.
You said Fleury.
Jordan Staal and Fleury. Dude, you guys were so bad. So bad. You guys were blessed that the NHL didn't even have a freaking season, and you guys got the first overall pick. And you guys happened to get like the second best player ever in history. Crazy. Coincidental.
Yes, sir.
Whatever. Let's move on.
Canes.
I would say goalie security. You don't even have Freddie playing that well right now, bro. Who is Freddie Freddie's starter, but like who is their backup?
Well, you want to know something interesting? Kochetkov, the guy he's 10-1-1.
That's right. Yes, I would like. That's not goalie security. That's like goalie hopefulness. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like unless he ends up being Jordan Bennington.
True.
You come out of nowhere, you go on a deep playoff run, and everyone's like, "Hey, look at this guy!" Like kind of Matt Murray, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. You got Freddie, what, like $5 million? It's not bad after he like. Who did he win the Vezina last year? Who won the Vezina?
Freddie?
No, it was just It
was Igor. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Shesty, man.
Shesty.
Zesty Shesty.
Shesty. All right, let's move.
I was called Zesty yesterday, and I didn't I said somebody saw my friend's Tinder, and it was a picture. There was a picture of me, and they're like, "You look zesty," and I was like, "What?" And they said what it meant, and I was like, "Literally, stop talking to me."
Okay, I said that the Canes need a second line center because like Jordan Staal is not going to cut a second line center, neither is Derek Stepan. And Kotkaniemi, I think in the playoff time in the clutch, I don't think that's going to end up working out.
Kotkaniemi is absolutely garbage. I don't know how to skate, but I could play better than him, dude. No, I'm just kidding. He's not. I mean, honestly, I don't know. You got so many pieces. I feel like top 6. Like stack that crap. But like, oh, that should be like a saying. Stack that crap. I don't know. Like, I don't feel so bad about their center depth, low key. I just think as long like because Stahl and step on. They can play a solid two-way game. They're not going to do a whole lot offensively. They'll be good forecheckers, but um, I'm not too worried about that. I would say, like as much as like the goalie situation. But that's a good point. I don't know why I'm really intervening. I agree. I can see your point.
Yeah. All right, let's move.
Let's
Islanders.
move.
I'd say a shooter. They need someone who
Yeah.
is just there to shoot. But the
Dude, you know
thing
what'd
is,
be
they have
crazy?
Wallstrom. What?
I'm just saying this because it's
Tim.
fun. They should trade Matt Barzell for Evgeny Kuznetsov and like two firsts. And then you put Barzell and Ovi. That'd be crazy. That's not happening. I just thought it was fun.
Ooh, no, 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 no.
That'd
That
be
might be
crazy.
good. It'd be good to change the scenario for both teams.
Yeah, but I feel like
Whoa.
that's not. I don't know. Actually, that might be decent for the Islanders because you can get somebody who will actually like kind of shoot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's not too bad. Okay, it's not like this. I mean, Daniel.
Two firsts too.
Yeah, two. I feel like that's what it would take to get Barzell, right?
Maybe a first and maybe a prospect. Good
Yeah,
prospect if
yeah,
they
like
have
Martin
any.
Erat or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
or Forsberg. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I said consistency.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just don't think they mesh kind of I guess along the lines of like making a big trade. Like I don't feel like they don't really mesh that well offensively. I feel like they're a very systematic team. I mean, so are a lot of NHL teams, but you can just see it. I feel like systematic team. They rely on their forechecking. They rely on their hard work a lot, and like that's fine. It works sometimes, but I just think it can lead to inconsistency, and I think that's what you saw last year. I mean, so yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of consistency, I say consistency for the Rangers. This team has the talent. As much as I like to, poo-poo them and just mess with them, that's only because I'm jealous. And the
yeah,
Rangers have such an incredible team, but they have not been consistent this year.
yeah. I also said that. I said consistency for both teams. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why they're. I honestly haven't seen enough of the Rangers to know why they're not playing well. I mean, I know they won 1-0 in overtime against my Flyers a few weeks ago. That was annoying, but yeah, I don't know why they're not necessarily playing well. Maybe it's because they named like what a $9 million dude, $8 million dude as captain who could have easily just been like an alternate captain.
Truba?
Like yeah, I feel like that has locker room impacts, like beforehand you're like we can go to these guys and they're all equal. And I think that was really fair. I actually kind of
Mm-hmm.
like that they didn't have a captain. And then you're like, all right, it just changes everybody's outlook mentally. I don't think it changes necessarily so much how they play. It's just like mentally, and then it can bleed into how they play a little bit.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with that because now you're not really looking so much towards anybody for leadership. You're just looking for one guy, and that one
Mm-hmm.
guy, when he's not producing because he's a D man and because he's not known for producing, he's he's kind of letting the team down or something. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Some of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of guessing, man. I'm throwing rocks into a hole, and I'm hoping that they go in. I don't know what analogy that was. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm throwing darts at a invisible thing.
No, you're not wrong. I think yeah, the leadership definitely matters, especially when Truba's out there making such illegal hits. It's gonna catch up to him at some point, and he's gonna get banged for it. And that's not a good look when your captain gets suspended for constantly running players illegally.
Yeah, it's funny because he's like trying to spark the team. He's trying to prove it. I don't know. They might have made a mistake, honestly. Because also people were saying like, why not make like Chris Kreider captain? You know, I thought that
I
would have
like
been
that.
better. I would have liked that more because then you're putting more pressure on the offense where most of your firepower is. Instead, you're looking to the
Mm.
back D man as your guy. But I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. Obviously, I'm at home in Pennsylvania.
Be inside this.
All right, let's move on, dude.
All
Come on.
right, so let's go to the Devils. I said they need veteran leadership and a goalie because look, like those two kind of go hand in hand in my opinion. Because if you don't have a good goalie situation with a group of kids like they have, like we've talked about this before, they have a very young squad. So that young squad can get down on themselves very easily when they go down by a few goals. And
Mhm.
it's not easy to bring up a group of kids because they're still kids. They're still developing. They still get angry. They get upset. They're kids. And so as they're developing in their careers, they need a leader to help them through like tough times like that. And when that happens, they need a good goalie. So I feel like that goes hand in hand with my point.
Yeah, I thought whoa, I sounded like Mike Tyson for a second. Um, I said Andre a lot. Yes,
Mm,
because the
yeah,
leadership aspect, and also I think he's just a solid player. Like a solid player with leadership goes a long, long way. Like you look at Claude on Ottawa, like it's a perfect match. It really is. Like he knows how to lead. The guys love him over there, and he also knows how to play really well. And I think Palat could be kind of like that for the Devils. Also,
absolutely.
maybe another top pairing D man.
I like that for Dougie.
Yeah,
I like
Roman
that a lot.
maybe Roman Yossi. If the Predators don't do so well, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm
I was
just
gonna say, brother, that is never happening.
throwing stuff out there.
As we said in 2 videos ago, that he is probably the most valuable player to a team in the
Yeah,
league. I think
yeah.
he's most valuable to the Predators than any other player. Even McDavid is to his team because McDavid still got dry. So it's like,
Ja. Yeah.
all right, let's take a trip over to the Atlantic Division. Let's check out the Habs. What do they need? I think they need an older leader. I think it's a team of mismatched kids that either have a lot of potential or have been bounced around the league a lot or have had a long time to come up or it's just been a confusing road for them. And I think of the veteran leadership from a guy who's going to be coming from all walks of life, seeing all different types of players in all different types of situations. It's good to have that kind of a guy to help you guide that group of young guys. It's unlike the Devils, who the Devils had all players like coming up to the draft, all through the same system, pretty much. They've all been pretty much the same things. But you got guys like Kirby Doc, who've been bounced around the league for God knows why. You got
Mhm.
guys like Cole Caulfield who come up and they're already blessed with being highly touted in the organization. They got Sean Monahan who was bounced around his own division up through the AHL, and then they got people like Suzuki who was in Vegas and then got sent over here. They got Caden Gooley, who's a phenomenal prospect, just got brought up and he's playing well. That's just an example. They have so many guys who have Mike Hoffman, Jonathan Drouin. Like, dude, they have a cluster of just like guys who have such different backgrounds and such different ways to getting there that if they get a veteran leader, I think that's the way to go. That's what they need.
Yeah. I said I was joking about it, low key, but I think somebody like a Shea Weber. I think they missed. They could use Jeff Petrie. Maybe not the contract. Um, they could use somebody like Jeff Petrie. I think specifically on the D line. So
Nah, he's ours. Actually, we'll trade him back for Matheson. I'll take Matheson as long as we get to keep Paling. All right. Bruins.
Bruins. I
I
said,
s-
oh no, yeah. Ask me and then just say your part, okay?
you were looking, so I tried to.
No, yeah. I for the Bruins, um, yeah, I'm gonna go with. I also was kind of joking about this, but then I was like, no, keep Bergeron in the last video. He's done. For them, I think they need to win this year. Sorry, guys, I'm just a little tired, guys. Yeah, they gotta do some damage this year in the playoffs. They can't be going in first round, second round, going out. Dude, close your mouth. They're above flying. Uh, I would say yeah, Pasta to resign, dude. That's huge. If you don't get Pasta, is he a free agent after this season?
Correct.
That's crazy. That is crazy, dude. And they haven't signed an extension yet. And like usually mid-year to literally like right before they're going to sign a contract with like another team, they sign back. So like I don't know. That's kind of interesting because who else do you have? You have DeBrusque, and he's finally doing something. You have Taylor Hall, so they've done a lot to try and solidify this team at the moment, but then also for the future with signing Hall, having DeBrusque, having Marchand, Charlie Coyle, uh,
Yeah.
Charlie McAvoy, those Bulls. So we'll see.
I said more depth for the last dance because honestly, this is the last dance. Like Bergeron and Krejci are not. Bergeron and Krejci are really like they're not coming back. Honestly, they're really not. Um, they're really old. Honestly, it took them a lot to get Krejci to play again. They took a lot of convincing because he had already signed a contract across seas.
Yeah.
So
Why did he
him,
leave anyway?
I don't know. I guess he wanted to do the last dance. So they need to get more depth for this because honestly, like you said, if in the last video, if Bergeron, Krejci leave, then Pasta's gonna leave.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think he's gonna stay. And so it's
No, not
like
at all.
he's not gonna stay to get booed by the crowd all the time, and like he's not. So this is really the last dance, and that's the problem because when Bergeron and Krejci leave, they don't have any center like depth player. They don't have any prospects that are crazy that to bring them up. And honestly, like it's not even going to free up a lot of cap space because I'm pretty sure Krejci and Bergeron came back on very tiny contracts.
Yeah, dude. They're man, oh man, they pooped their pants. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, they
Over.
did. All right, let's move on. Lightning.
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Dude.
I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do, I do, I do.
Who are we moving on to Red Wings?
Sure.
All right, man. Um, I'm gonna go with Dylan Larkin to resign
Okay.
or just like not get traded. Um, besides like I don't know who they have offensively. Literally besides Zadina and Perron, like they used to have Thomas Vanek and like Franz Nielsen. They used to just sign players just so they had like a team to actually put on the ice.
Tatar.
And to, like they had, well, Tatar was actually good there before he was traded. He was traded to what, Golden Knights, or was he picked up in the? I don't know, but dude, they need to keep Dylan Larkin, man. He's the kind of guy that you want to keep because he's homegrown. He's a pretty good player, good two-way guy, good leader. He's your captain, and you have like nothing left. Like, what do you have? Like, do they have good prospects? I'm not familiar with their prospects.
They have pretty good prospects. I think most of them are already up.
Yeah, so. Uh-oh. You're not really in a transitioning phase where you can be like, yeah, if we lose Dylan Larkin, like we're okay. It's more so like if we lose Dylan Larkin, we're definitely gonna add like 2 to 3 years of like not being a competitor.
Right.
And he's still younger. So like 26 or something.
Yeah, he's still very young. He was on the North American team.
Yeah.
So I said that they need one more star leader. I think they need one more player to look to because right now they're entirely looking on Larkin, and he's more of a two-way guy. I don't think he's a
Yeah.
lot like Kopitar where you can't lean on him
Yes.
offensively. You
Yes.
can't make him score all the time because it's just not going to happen. If that's what you're looking for when you need a goal and you're down, it's not going to be him. You need another star guy to spread it around. And even when that happens, maybe you'll open up more opportunities for Larkin to become better and score more goals because he feels more free and less trapped being the number one guy
Yeah.
or the only guy at least. He can still be the number one guy as long as he's not the only guy because Kopitar is still the number one guy, but he's not the only guy there anymore.
I mean, I forgot about Lucas Raymond and
Yeah.
they have Andrew Kopp. I forgot they signed him in free agency, and Roenick and Kubalik,
Cider.
Cider, yep. Oli Mata, Ben Sherratt, Josh Valeno. That he's going to be an interesting player for them.
Who?
Josh Valeno.
Valeno. Oh, Joe Valeno.
Joe.
Valeno.
Oh God, Josh.
Josh.
Joe Valeno and Tyler Bertuzzi. He's only played 9 games this year. That's a guy that might be willing to move. I'd be willing to move him. He's not one of your. He's one of your core guys, but he's not a core guy you want moving forward necessarily if you can't value for him. So
Vrana.
they do have Verana, but he's in the NHLPA like player thing, and he's like out because of like whatever, I don't know, personal stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot about Verana. I forgot that they traded Verana for
Manta.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot the Caps have him.
What you say?
Manta's good. I forgot the Caps even have him. I think that way it's not a bad trade, but like Verana's also like 4 years younger, so
yeah,
great trade for Red Wings.
He looks so good with the Red Wings, dude. When he plays, he looks phenomenal. He's making highlight reel goals every time he touches the ice. Okay, let's go to the Florida Panthers. Do you want me to go first?
They need a D-man, man. They need a D-man. They're missing Mackenzie Weegar.
Yep.
they're missing Huberto, but they have Matthew Kachuk, and he's playing really well. So I think the team needs to mesh and then add a D man. Gotta get a D man. Can't be. I mean, like you have Bobrovsky and Knight. So when it come playoffs, if one's not doing well, hopefully you can rely on the other. They're both pretty good. Unfortunately, Bobrovsky is making $10 million a year, so that kind of hurts you. But I don't know.
I said the no, no, yeah, you're absolutely right, and I'll probably add on to that. I think that they need to figure out what's going on with the goaltending situation because, from experience playing hockey, you play very differently in front of whichever goalie is there. Because, for example, the Penguins, when Casey Smith is playing, they are very timid to be risky offensively. They don't really play the way that they normally do. So they need to figure out which goalie is going to be more sturdy for them and which goalie responds to well to which play style and which way they set up. Because certain goalies, you can bait a team to shoot a certain way if you know the goalie's really good at a certain way. Um, but it's really hard to keep switching that back and forth because that I feel like that's a lot of what's going on. Why they can't do too well is because they constantly have to switch their mindset on depending on which goalie's in net. When you constantly have to switch the play style each game, you're not going to catch any consistency, and no one's going to catch fire. It's going to be really rough. So if they figure out what they're doing with the goalie, if they have to start Bobrovsky, fine. If they have to start Spencer Knight, fine. But they need to get some consistency in play style, and that all stems from the way that they have what goalie they have. Because if they play with a goalie and then they mix it up, like they mix up their play style, and then they'll like subconsciously make the wrong decision, thinking that the goalie will be more likely to save a certain thing, then that's the difference between a 1 goal game and a loss. You know what I mean? It's like it's huge. It's huge. Play style is huge, and that stems from the goalie in front of you. You play in front of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll go the Leafs.
Leafs. I'm saying solidified D man. So you really want top pairing defenseman. And you want to go out there, you want to get them. You got what? You got
Morgan Riley.
Sandin, you got Morgan Riley, you got Liljegren, you got Giordano. Pretty good top four. Well, I don't even know if they're all in top four. I just know it's four guys. And you got Justin Hole.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do you have though? I forget their six.
Muzzin's hurt, but he's
Okay,
phenomenal.
but yeah, he's good. I mean, I would say solidified D man. You don't want to give up all your crap right now to go out and get it. I mean, your defense is fine right now. Or I said elite goalie. You don't have a goalie who's the clear number one. You have two guys that can maybe on any given night. I mean, I think Samsonov's better, but on any given night, like these guys could play well actually. Like, you don't know what you have, and I think, like you said, like playing in front of different goalies, like it really kind of will mess with your game plan, switch what you want to do. So I think I don't know, man. They're not going to do it. It's mid-season. They don't want to give up stuff for that guy. But you know what? Nah, you got to go do it. You got to go, and you got to go back to your friends in Anaheim and say, hey, I know we just made a trade for Freddie Anderson, and you guys kept Johnny Gibb, but right now we need a number one. So I want
Yeah.
your Johnny Gibb, and we're going to supply you with a first-round pick, maybe two of them, while you guys are still absolutely dog water. And
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Gibb's going to carry us to the cup, hopefully. That's what
We'll
I would
put that
do.
as a different video because I think that's a very realistic
I think so too. I
trade.
mean,
Give to the reliefs.
yeah, dude, I think that could be really intriguing. So if I'm the Leafs, I'm looking for a D man. I think that's one of the only goalies who's an elite goalie, who can be an elite goalie that would be available at the deadline and could actually help. And like
Absolutely.
obviously you give up Samsonov or Murray. I would say Murray. You want to give up Murray, but maybe you give up Samsonov because you're like that will decrease the amount of first round picks we have to give up. So yeah, that's my take.
Murray is also a phenomenal backup
Yeah,
instead of a
exactly.
starter.
Exactly.
He's not a
Either of
starter.
them as a backup is amazing.
Absolutely. All right. I said similar to the same thing. I said defensive depth they need, but they
Yeah.
definitely do need that elite goaltender because you're at a fragile stage in in your franchise where you have Austin Matthews who's close to the cusp of leaving, you have John Tavares who's getting very old. You're on a very strict time limit, and if you
Yeah.
don't get a goalie and if you don't make this run now, you're gonna be bad again when you have to completely
And
restart all over again.
I have to say, I think the Leafs you have to go all in, man. You
Mm-hmm.
have to go all in. It takes teams a couple of times before they win it. I mean, unless you're like Chicago. I mean, or even Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh was in the playoffs for a few years. Chicago was in the playoffs for a few years. Um, Avalanche, couple second round exits. You have to have these teams. You have to go through the growing pains. You have to really understand what it takes to get there and stuff. Tampa Bay lost it in 2015. They won President's trophies. They got swept in the first round. I think if you're Toronto, you have to go all in because Boston's looking good and Edmonton's looking good. So if you let's say you meet them in the Stanley Cup final, I'm taking Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I'm taking Toronto. That was
Yeah, I
stupid.
was gonna say I'm
I was
taking
just kind of
Toronto.
saying, I just started saying stuff low key.
Carolina could be an issue too. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's like
Carolina. Yeah,
Pittsburgh could be an issue.
I would say Pittsburgh. Rangers are
Tampa,
not a threat.
Tampa's still Tampa.
Tampa, yeah, as long as you have Vasilevsky, I'm telling you, man, like a good goalie. All these good goalies. Every year, you have either a solidified good goalie or you have a hot goalie. Darcy Kemper, hot goalie. Vasilevsky, good goalie. Like, you know, it's not, you don't win with a Cam Talbot, you
Mm-hmm.
don't win with a Matt Murray. Yeah, you do actually, but
Prime Matt Murray at least.
yeah, prime rookie Matt Murray, back to
Rookie Matt
back
Murray.
rookie of the year, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Anyway, you took a while with that. Let's move it on, dude.
Yes, 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 yes. Sabers.
I'm saying their goalie. I don't want to start pronouncing his name. I'm just gonna say
Uko
Uka.
Pekka.
Yeah, that guy. I want him to. I think they want him to step up a little bit, dude. Just step up. Just not have like an under 8.72 or something save percentage.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because you have Craig Anderson. They have Craig Anderson, bro.
Old Craig Anderson.
Goofy, yeah. I don't know.
They got Celtics Shaq Craig Anderson.
Facts, my G. Yeah, I would say him to step up.
Yeah.
Because you're not making the playoffs. At this point, you just
Yeah.
want to see Jack Quinn play well,
Mm-hmm.
Cousins play well, Tage play
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe have a goalie of the future.
Casey DeSmith play or Casey Middlestat play a little better.
Dude, give up.
On Casey Middlestat? Yeah, you're probably right.
If he starts playing well, I'm trading him, bro. If I'm the Sabres.
True. That's not a bad idea.
Dude, yeah, you can't. No, you can't, dude. So dumb.
He's been there forever, and he has not done anything.
Yeah.
All right, but my pick is gonna be, honestly, I did have the same thing. I said goalie, and also their young team. They need to just figure out how to play together. But a lot of that comes with, like I said, Ukko Pekka, who is going to be their guy, who seems to be the guy. And if he's the guy, they need to play him more. They haven't really been playing him that much. So they need to give this guy confidence to play in front of him. But I also think they need to just – I think they need defensive – I think they need a defensive veteran because you have Owen Power, you have Rasmus Daly, and you have who's it? Jacob Bryson. They have a lot of young studs on defense. And if they get a really good skating veteran defenseman to just guide them through how to grow and develop in the league, I think that's perfect for them. That's all they need.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Sens.
Senators.
Clutcheroo.
I said goalie. Who do they have in goal?
Cam Talbot and Philip Gustafson.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna do it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're bad. I think they're pretty solid, but I think they're fine now. Maybe, but like that's gotta be on your wish list in the next year, right? You had
Cam Talbot can do it. Can.
It's not bad, but I mean you have an aging Claude Giroux and I think you want to get playoff experience. You cannot miss the playoffs this year if you're out of the Senators. You went all in, you got a good free agent, You got your guy. You didn't really give up much for DeBrincat. You have so much young talent. Norris, Kachuk, Batherson, DeBrincat. What who like dude, crazy stuff. Goalie for me all the way.
Sanderson, Shabbat. Yeah, they just got a bunch of talent there. I said that they need someone to help Shabbat because Shabbat is eating like 30 minutes a game, bro. He is eating so much time. And the thing is, yeah, you have a bunch of other young, great prospects. Like, I'll defend him till I die. They got Eric Brandstrom. He's a phenomenal defenseman. I think he'll be phenomenal in the league. He just needs leadership.
You know who else they have? Tyler Boucher.
Yeah, Tyler Boucher. Tyler Boucher's offense though, but yeah, no, they need to bring brother up. Show him what Tyler. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. But yeah, I think they need someone to help out Shabbat because Shabbat is taking so much of the brunt of this thing, and I feel like that's going to be detrimental to him and the team. If Shabbat goes down for any reason, there goes half your game. There goes half of the game.
Yeah.
They need someone to help him out. He's a phenomenal young guy, but he can't be the guy to help develop these other young players. They need someone else, just like they need one for the Sabres, you know? Same reason.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that just about does it for us. That was the Eastern Conference Christmas wish list. Be sure to check out the Christmas wish list Wild and Out video for the Eastern Conference. I thought that was very funny. Very rapid fire roast of each team in the NHL, in the Eastern Conference. Yeah. Anything else, Sally?
Nah, I think that's it for Daniel over here.
All right, Daniel. Daniel Salithis, Solomon Thistle.
Please.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will see you in the next one.
All right, boys. See you later, boys.